Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about Mars and Mercury and Scorpio, and we are doing this as one video. Just because they're both going to be transiting Scorpio around the same times. Mercury moves faster than Mars, so Mercury is going to move through Scorpio and into Sagittarius while Mars is still in the sign of Scorpio. But I felt like these energies are very intertwined, and so we're going to talk about them as one. We're also going to do a reading where we pick up on any energies or situations that we may be experiencing as we move through these transits of Mercury and Mars and Scorpio. So Mars began his transit of Scorpio on the 30th of October and will be in the sign of Scorpio until December 12th, which is really interesting because the 12/12 portal will be the final day of Mars's transit in Scorpio, and then on the 13th Mars will move into Sagittarius. So just an interesting date, the build up to the 12/12 portal. We're going to have Mars finishing out and in those final degrees, or that final decan of Scorpio, which is really powerful energy. And then of course that beautiful energy of Sagittarius to take us through that gateway between 12/12 and 12/21. And we haven't done a video on that yet, but I'm feeling these energies, and particularly that period of time between the 12th and the 21st, as incredibly powerful. So Mars is kind of like preparing us and getting us ready for what we're going to be experiencing as we move through that energy. We also have Mercury, who will begin his transit of Scorpio on the 5th of November and move through Scorpio, coming out and into Sagittarius on the evening of the 24th of November. So a very brief transit that we have here for Mercury, but a brief but intense one. Bear with me, you guys. Mercury in the sign of Scorpio, that Mercury, remember, represents our mind. It represents our communication style, the way that we process, receive, and transmit and share information. And so with Mercury and Scorpio, this is intense. We are going to be thinking intensely, right? There's going to be a lot of analysis. There's going to be a lot of passion. And even though this is a water sign, Scorpio has a lot of fire too. So just a lot of that intensity in our mental bodies. That passion and that intensity. And so everything is going to warrant deeper thought, right? We're going to be very deep thinkers as we move through this energy. There's a lot of shadow energies that can be present with the sign of Scorpio. And so any of those fears or phobias or anxieties may be magnified during this time in our minds as well. And it's important that we see those and understand those so that we can, once we know that they exist, we can then continue to work through them. So we may get deeper insight, because Scorpio is an energy that likes to go deep and really can come up with some powerful realizations and understandings about the self. And so we can really dig into any of these fears and anxieties when they come up and really transmute those energies. Because remember, Scorpio is a sign of transmutation and regeneration. So a lot of mental regeneration during Mercury and Scorpio that may require us going a little deeper into our shadow tendencies, into our shadow energies, into those recesses of our minds where we hold those fears and anxieties. Mars in Scorpio is a very intense energy as well. Mars, it was the ruler of Scorpio before Pluto was discovered. And so there is a deep kinship between this planet and this sign. And Mars is really, really powerful in the sign of Scorpio. Our drives, our passions are taking center stage. When we see what we want, we go after it. Remember, Scorpio is a fixed sign. It's a fixed water sign. And so we're definitely being led by our emotions. We want to be aware of this. We also want to make sure that we're not acting on our wounds as well, because like we said, the Scorpio energy also brings out those shadow energies. So we want to pay attention to that. We want to allow this time to show us the truth of what it is that we desire, and then take action toward that. But we want to make sure that we're not being reactive. That is one of the shadow sides of Mars in Scorpio, right? We want to really think those actions through, which excuse me, you guys, which Mercury and Scorpio does allow us to do. However, we can still get caught up in those same passions and those same cycles of the mind with Mercury and Scorpio too. So we want to feel into things in the heart center. That's Scorpio's gift, is Scorpio feels. And if Scorpio can get deep enough into the feeling and really connect with that and get into the heart, right? Get out of the how is it that I want to put this? The intensity of the passion and into that heart space to find the truth of the passion, then this energy can be truly unstoppable. It is very driven. It is very focused. It is very determined energy. So once we determine what it is that we want, we are going after it full force. Mars and Scorpio as well can be deadly when crossed, right? This can be a vindictive energy. And so we want to be careful of that when it comes to our relations with other people and where it is that we or other people may be acting on that type of shadow energy as well. So let's get into this reading here. And I am going to turn off my space heater now. I don't think it makes a big difference. I did a couple recordings where I checked and tried to feel into the energy of how loud it was in the background. I don't think it's that loud. If you guys will let me know, that would be really helpful because I live in the Northeast. It is already cold. It is slated to get even colder, of course. I mean, we're only in November right now. So my space heater is going a lot of the time because we do have a bit of a drafty apartment. So just let me know and keep me posted as to whether it's interfering. I know in other videos that I've done with other people where maybe their sound was more sensitive, it interfered a lot. So please, like I said, just let me know. I think it's sufficiently toasty in here now. All right, so we're going to start with the Black Moon astrology cards because it's always fun to do that when we're working with these astrological transits. And let's see. Mars and Mercury in Scorpio. Clear. What's going on through these transits? What can we expect? What do we need to know or understand? All right, first card out is Aquarius. I said, what do we need to know? Aquarius's slogan here in this deck is I know. All right, so a lot of knowledge coming through. A lot of deeper wisdom and understanding with this Aquarian energy here. A lot of insight. Let's get some more energy to go with this. We have Mercury retrograde reinvention. Okay, so with these two cards combined, right? Aquarius and Mercury retrograde. We're really looking at this energy of redefining ourselves or some aspect of our lives. Something is going through a major upgrade. We're receiving definitely major activations and psychic upgrades, right? Scorpio is a very psychic energy. Any of the water signs are incredibly psychic and incredibly tapped into the other realms. Especially Scorpio really works with that other realm type energy, being the ruler of the 8th house. So we have this, but this reinvention in general, as we come to know ourselves on a deeper level, and we're really letting go of a lot of the old ways of perceiving ourselves and our world and the old ways of being in the world. Yeah, just some aspect of not just ourselves, but our outer reality. And then Sagittarius I see on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so a lot of deep insights coming through. Insights into ourselves that really help to shift our reality, shift our focus in a direction, like we said, that is more aligned with what it is that we desire. Yeah, we're able to really shed some old aspects of the self. This is that huge energy of regeneration that we talk of, that phoenix energy. Yeah, and then we have Virgo, I analyze, coming out. So a lot of that powerful mind energy too, right? With the Mercury retrograde and the Virgo card coming out here. Virgo being ruled by Mercury. Yeah, there's a huge, it's like a deeper, this is like serious insights and downloads coming from the spiritual realms as well, I think. Like really, it's deeper insights into ourselves, our intents, our motivations, and also deeper insights and like deeper truth, like overall general spiritual truth coming through. truths being revealed maybe as well. But it's like a real, this Mercury in Scorpio especially, it's like a real, it's a game changer. And it's because I think we're shifting and moving through those beliefs and we're moving through those fears so powerfully. Because we have Mars in Scorpio as well, really enhancing our drive and our determination and our willpower. So whatever is coming up, it's like we're moving right through it. We're seeing it. We're looking at it more objectively, right? With this Aquarius energy, which is very objective. We're looking at the processes. We're becoming the observer of our minds. And we're really discarding everything that does not resonate very, very rapidly. And these transits will be happening during the full moon in Taurus, during all of it, right? The new moon in Scorpio, the day after we have Mercury moving into Scorpio. And then we have that full moon eclipse in Taurus. And then we have the new moon eclipse in Sagittarius on December 4th. So through these moon cycles from new moon to new moon, and then probably to the full, I haven't looked at the full moon in December. But yeah, just a lot of powerful shifts in our mental bodies, a lot of discarding of belief systems, a lot of discarding of, it's like the veil of illusion is being lifted, is what it feels like. And we've been feeling this energy coming, right? We've been talking about this energy. It's been coming up in multiple readings that we've done recently. It came up in the Halloween reading. It came up in another reading, either right before or right after that, talking about where we come to terms with our own truths, with our personal truths, and the things that maybe we hadn't seen or wanted to see before. But it's huge because it causes this process of reinvention. Right? Where we are the literal phoenix rising up out of the ashes. Yeah, anything else here? Lunar eclipse change. Yeah, that lunar eclipse in Taurus. Going to be very powerful in the midst of all of this. Some huge shifts and releases going on there. And remember, even though that's in Taurus, it's along the Taurus-Scorpio axis. Taurus and Scorpio energies are very connected. The new and the full moons are very connected, right? So we start with that new moon in Scorpio, and then we have this powerful point of release with this full moon in Taurus, this full moon eclipse in Taurus. And just a lot of changes that are happening as a result of the realizations and the understandings and the truths that are being unveiled within ourselves and possibly within the world at large as well. And it's like we come out of these transits a completely new person is what it feels like. Yeah, we have sun spirit. Really connecting with our soul, connecting with ourself. This is the transformation of consciousness, right? The sun represents consciousness. It can also represent the ego. But it's like the burning away of aspects of the ego that are no longer that are holding us back, so that we can merge that ego more with our divine self. Yeah. And we have the feminine, right, with the lunar eclipse energy, and we have the sun here, right? So the feminine and the masculine within us really receiving upgrades during this time. And then we have the 11th house friends coming out. So bringing in more connections, networking, creating, it's like this deeper sense of unity as well with this energy, and really seeing and understanding and respecting the collective and our role within the collective, and really coming together and creating our tribes, right? Coming together with our soul families. Bringing more like-minded connections into our lives. Yeah, there's like, remember the microcosm and the macrocosm. There is an individual reinvention going on during this time. Transformation. And there's a collective transformation that's also reflecting. And then we have the Grand Trine blessings coming out. So that's beautiful energy. Being blessed with good friends, being blessed with good, solid connections with people that really reinforce our self-esteem, people that are moving in the same trajectory as us, that have the same missions and goals and aspirations. And the Pisces, I believe, energy with the Pluto transformation card underneath and the Jupiter abundance card. So this is powerful energy here, you guys. Powerful transformations that lead to great blessings and abundance. And it all comes from this energy of believing. Right? Believe in the impossible. We get that card all the time. And this is with the 11th house and the Pisces energy here. This is a lot of deep, powerful collective energy too. So it's like collective belief systems that are beginning to shift, which is really powerful, right? After enough of us shift individually, we begin to shift the collective belief system and the collective structure. Yeah, so that's, I really like that. All right, what else are we going to do here? What are we in the mood for? I want to do some Sacred Spirit cards. And see what we get from this deck here. Clear. Mercury and Mars in Scorpio. Let's get some energy. What's going on during Mercury and Mars in Scorpio? It's like our belief in ourselves as well really increases. And our belief in our ability to make a difference. And that helps to facilitate this coming together with more people who want to make a difference in the world, who are making a difference in the world. So we have meditation coming out. Improvements require persistence. So during this time, we're being asked to meditate these realizations and understandings and this revolution in the mind that we've been talking about. Meditation is really going to facilitate that process, those knowings, that wisdom and guidance coming through. So we want to take that Scorpio energy, which is very determined and persistent, like we talked about, and we want to channel that into the things that are going to increase our spiritual prosperity, right? That are going to assist us as we continue to grow spiritually and continue to work with tracing all the way back to Virgo season, and we have the Virgo card here, where we were asked to create that routine that really assists us, the routine that assists our physical, our mental, our spiritual and emotional bodies. And meditation is a huge part of that. There's a lot there. We're just gonna receive so much more from these transits if we are willing to meditate. Ooh, yeah. Then we got expansion coming out. Educate your mind and senses. So that huge expansion, like we talked about, expansion of the mind, expansion of the emotional body, the light body as well. And a deeper level of knowledge that we are seeking. This is really an intense card. I mean, you guys know what this looks like. But also it's in the center of the earth. So it's like being birthed from the planet, right? There's a huge birthing energy with this card as well. So us really being reborn. And it's like that connection with Gaia, right? Really establishing that connection with her and allowing her to facilitate in this process. Connecting with that earth energy, grounding and rooting down into that earth energy. They want us to do that when we're meditating. Make sure that we're grounding down first. And really connecting with that beautiful, beautiful core at the center of the planet. But this is a huge birthing or rebirthing energy. And then we have spirit messages and energy signature. So our energetic signature shifting. Right? Our frequency shifting so deeply during these transits that we have a completely different energetic signature by the time we're done, which is really powerful. And a lot of these spiritual messages coming through. A lot of these messages coming through from spirit. And this is a bird, right? So birds may play a large role in this for some people. Some people, a lot of people, birds represent past loved ones. They represent messages from the other side. They are messengers. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have third eye vision. reclaim your mind. Yeah, so this mind energy is so powerful, you guys. This is amazing. This is like Mercury and Scorpio, really bringing home a lot of the work that we've done for mastering our minds and reclaiming our minds throughout 2021. Yeah, and with this energy signature too, it's like this is part of what allows for this expansion, is us understanding where it is that we are still playing out old storylines from the past in the present. Where is it that we are doing that? What that's happening in our lives right now, how can that be traced back to the past? And this has to do, once again, with those belief systems, really understanding where those were created. And one thing that can be really helpful too when we're working with belief systems and understanding them is when we have a reaction to something, which we're bound to have with all this Scorpio energy, take a step back and ask yourself, what would I have to believe is true in order to be having this reaction? And then once we figure out what that belief might be, then we can try to start tracing that back to its origin. What is the first time that I felt this way? Ask yourself in meditation. This is what we do in Theta healing, which is one of the modalities that I offer, and you can absolutely set up a session with me if you would like. But tracing it back to the beginning. When is the first time that I can remember feeling this way? Yeah, because we're going to be noticing that evidence in our present of our past and really like releasing and letting go. And moving past anything from our past that is holding us hostage. If it's still creating storylines that we don't want to live in anymore, that we don't want to participate in. Yeah. So major third eye activations during these transits. Yeah, and then we have that secret temptation card. And this temptation energy keeps coming up. So notice that Scorpio energy, because it is so bound by passion and desire and so emotionally based, there is a lot of that energy, right? We're working with the energies of the shadow. So where is it that these energies are tempting you, right? And why? What is the desire there? What is fueling that? What's underneath that? And so pay attention during this time that you're trusting your inner resonance, right? That you are, as you are building this firm connection with your own mind, as you are stepping into your sovereignty more deeply, that you just pay attention to who it is that you're listening to and the messages that they're giving. And don't take anything at face value. Always check it with your own resonance. But there could be energies, there could be people, there could be just old habits and behaviors that are attempting to lead us astray at this time. And so we really want to, we don't want to be tempted into old behaviors and led back into old versions of ourselves, right? We want to keep expanding and moving forward. And then we have light codes. I just cut the deck and light codes came out. Travel awaits you. So this is all about astral travel. This is those light codes coming through, those activations. Once again, that third eye activation, right? Meditation, I set light codes down, right down on meditation and expansion. And so for some people, or for all of us really, as we meditate, we're going to be receiving more and more light codes. It's going to activate that third eye more and more truth, more knowledge, more understanding and wisdom is going to come through, and we are going to expand exponentially. Yeah, and then illuminate the shadow under that. Yeah. Those shadow energies, we must learn to embrace them. We must understand why they are there. And really move out of that energy of feeling ashamed of whatever these energies are showing us. Right? There's no room for shame in this game. Oh, this is the wrong book. I wanted to get the book out for just a second and look at the Illuminate the Shadow card for you guys. I forget how much I love this deck until I start working with it again. And so this says, when we understand our shadow, we can fully appreciate the light. We must have both aspects within our spirit to have a meaningful life. Without darkness, how can one fully appreciate the beauty and simplicity of life in all its forms? Once we remove fear and personal doubt, it makes room for love, confidence, and motivation, reclaiming your personal power. Our shadow self highlights the need to place ourselves first. When we are stuck within our shadow side, we are unable to see the light of day. We become clouded and foggy with confusion, often forgetting gratitude and compassion through our own selfish moments. Illuminating the shadow is to fully understand our personality and subsequently understand the shadow in others, enabling us to be more considerate of another person's hardships and developing empathy with and compassion for other people. Right now, you are encouraged to illuminate sections of your personality that are working against your situation. Accept that these challenging aspects are a part of you, embrace them, love them, and plan how to achieve a form of balance and make this part of your psyche ultimately work for you. Now is the time to focus on a resolution instead of just on the problem or challenge. How did you get here? Acknowledge your current circumstances and focus on how you can achieve a positive outcome. Remember, the highest possible outcome for all involved. Now is the time to get your personality in line with conscious thought. Apply these balanced characteristics to areas in your life that could utilize these energies, such as leadership, communication, relationships, employment, and self-talk with your spirit. Once you grow your understanding of your unique personality, you can begin to realign your life to nurture and support your goals and personal interests. And the affirmation for this card is, I effortlessly create peaceful solutions with my personality. Yeah, so all that beautiful shadow energy that we always talk about. This is an intense reading, you guys, as we knew it would be. But there's a lot of powerful energies coming through here. Powerful activations. I want to end with something fun. Yeah. I want to end with a couple angel answer cards and then maybe a dream card. Because we know we're going to be having intense dreams during this clear Mercury and Mars and Scorpio transit. Let's get some energy from Mercury and Mars and Scorpio from the Angel Answers deck. Mercury and Mars and Scorpio. So we have remain positive coming out. Opportunity. I knew there were some abundance messages that wanted to come out here. And if you believe, with communicate clearly on the bottom of the deck. And so this energy of believe, right? There are two cards that talk about believing here. And this came up, I think this was the day that I'm filming this anyway, I did a daily reading. And that was the energy in that reading as well. So it's all about beliefs. And we're not just talking about our limiting beliefs now. We're talking about our beliefs of abundance. Our beliefs that are creating the reality we want. Do we have the ability to have faith in our dreams? Do we believe that good things are possible for us? Do we believe that we are worthy of them? There's a lot of opportunity here. There's opportunity to see where it is that we maybe don't believe or have faith in our dreams or ourselves, where it is that we're limiting ourselves, and there's opportunity to really break free of that and to really receive some incredible gifts. And so we're being asked to remain positive, to believe, to have faith in our dreams, in the possibilities, that whatever it is that we desire can manifest and can be created. And our positivity, and this doesn't mean like be positive and just pretend that everything's good when it's not, right? It doesn't mean like put on that mask and lie to yourself. That's not what this means. When we're talking about remaining positive, it's like having that faith, remaining committed to what we know to be true, even if we're still reconciling some of those old belief systems around it, right? That we know that we are creators. That we know that we directly affect and create our reality, and everything is a reflection of our perception, right? That our vibration and our belief systems create our world. And knowing that with that knowledge, once properly utilized, we can create whatever we want. This three-dimensional reality is our field of play. And as we continue to ascend, right, it's the fourth and fifth dimension are our fields of play. It's all our field of play right now. It's just like, where are we playing, honestly, right? But it's like remaining positive, knowing, reinforcing that knowing constantly, that belief in the good things that are possible for us. Belief that there are opportunities out there. Belief that we can create what we desire. It can come true. These opportunities will come through if we believe. And also this reminder on the bottom of the deck to communicate clearly. Right? And also ask help from others. So don't try to do it all yourself. Right? Scorpio energy can be very secretive. It plays its cards very close to the chest. It doesn't necessarily like to ask for help or admit weakness or vulnerability. And so we're being asked to request the help that we need when we need it, the assistance that we need. And yeah, to communicate clearly, not just with others, but with the universe as well, about what it is that we desire, what it is that we need, what it is that we think and feel. Right? None of that passive-aggressive communication. None of that passive communication. We want to be clear and assertive. And yes, loving. But we want to be very clearly defined when we communicate with others and ourselves during this time. And we want to communicate only truth. Scorpio values truth. Above possibly all else, truth and loyalty. All right, let's close with a couple dream cards. Clear. Couple dream cards. All right, first card out is flying. Arise and see a higher point of view. What else do we have coming out here? Family. Explore your sacred root system. And so one basic thing that's coming out with this is to really gain a greater perspective and possibly a level of detachment when it comes to our family. Anywhere where it is that our family may be challenging for us during this time, we want to be able to see and understand them from a deeper perspective. And we want to see and understand the reasons that we incarnated with them in the first place, right? Because it's not an accident that we incarnated to the family that we did. So why did we? Right? What can we understand about our life's journey by understanding our roots? By understanding our family dynamics and why it was that we chose the family that we chose. To also see them from that higher perspective. Remember this card, one of these cards that we just read about the shadow, right? Talked about having a deeper level of compassion and empathy for others because we understand that their shadow is constantly working with them as well, right? And not everyone is at a place where they're ready and able to explore their shadow and to illuminate those aspects. And so they're acting almost blindly or unconsciously. This doesn't mean we allow treatment that is unjust, that doesn't reflect our own divine nature and truth, right? But it does mean that we do have that understanding. But this, I really love this energy of exploring your sacred root system because this goes far beyond that. And this is like really connecting with all the aspects of you in all the dimensions, right? And really exploring your lineage too for some people, learning about your lineage, right? Because we came here to heal our ancestors, so learning about them during this time could be very powerful as well, and it could really key you in on some things once you understand some of the stuff that you're healing for your ancestry. Let's see. Yeah. And it's so funny, right? Because when we think about ancestral healing, we have so much compassion for our ancestors that are no longer with us. But our ancestors that are still alive, sometimes we have a lack of patience for. So it's try to see them as you would see your ancestors that have passed on, right? They're just playing out those same patterns that you're trying to heal, that you are healing. It's just you're the one that came here to do it. And they're going to benefit from that. Right? But love them the way that you would love your ancestors that have passed, transitioned, that are on the other side of the veil. Yeah. I honor the soul of my family lineage by blossoming to the fullest of my unique potential. So us really digging deep into that ancestral healing and having that love and compassion for our families during this time. And then we have bathroom on the bottom of the deck, flush away what no longer serves you. And we love that energy, right? Because we know there's a lot of purging and releasing going on. Scorpio is death and rebirth. Both of those are equally important. And then we have the church, temple, mosque. Recognize your spiritual authority. Boom, that sovereignty energy coming back in to close us out. Yeah, and then remember where you're from and who you really are underneath that. So once again, that inner child, the healing of that inner child, the family healing, the ancestral, the healing of the lineage, understanding who we are, coming to a deeper understanding of that, by understanding where we've been, where we started, we began. And that may extend not just to this lifetime, but people may be exploring that in other lifetimes and incarnations as well. But yeah, really standing in your spiritual authority. Above all, always, right? We've been working on this for a while. But it's like a muscle, right? We constantly have to be claiming our sovereignty and asserting that and living that. All right, you guys, I love you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, drop a comment, and let me know. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. And there is also a list of the different services that I offer in the description box. If you would like to do any personal one-on-one work with me, please reach out to me. Shoot me an email, even if you don't know what you need. Just let me know what's going on, and we can figure something out together, the approach that is most beneficial for you at this time. I love you guys. You are incredible. You are so beautiful. You are so powerful. And I'm so excited for us and all of the dramatic shifts and changes that Scorpio season and this Mars and Mercury and Scorpio, these transits are going to bring. I will talk to you all very soon. Much love.